History, a tapestry woven from the threads of time, often spotlights the most vibrant and enduring figures. Emperors and empresses, conquerors and revolutionaries, their names etched into our collective memory. But what about those who have faded into the background, their stories lost to the sands of time? Across the globe, from the sun-drenched plains of Africa to the windswept deserts of the Middle East, lie the remnants of forgotten kingdoms, ruled by kings and queens whose names have been whispered into silence. Their palaces crumble, their monuments lie in ruins, and their tales remain untold. Join me now, as we embark on a journey to unearth these forgotten figures, to dust off the chronicles and piece together the extraordinary lives of rulers who, despite their influence, have vanished from our history books. Our journey begins in the heart of West Africa, where the sun-baked savannas stretch as far as the eye can see. Here, in the 13th century, a mighty empire rose to prominence, the Mali Empire. We've all heard tales of Mansa Musa, the legendary emperor whose wealth knew no bounds. But before Mansa Musa, there was another, a ruler who laid the very foundation upon which the Mali Empire would be built, Sundiata Keita. Sundiata's story is one of triumph over adversity. Born with a disability, he was underestimated, mocked even. But Sundiata possessed an indomitable spirit, a will that would not be broken. He mastered the art of war, uniting the fragmented tribes of Mali under his banner. His greatest challenge came in the form of Pharaoh Akhenaten, a tyrannical sorcerer king who ruled over the land with an iron fist. The battle between Sundiata and Pharaoh was the stuff of legends, a clash of two titans that would determine the fate of a nation. Sundiata emerged victorious, crushing Pharaoh's forces and claiming the throne as his own. With that victory, the Mali Empire was born. From the rolling hills and verdant forests of modern-day France, we journey to the 5th century AD. As the Roman Empire crumbled, a new power was rising, the Franks. At the heart of this emerging kingdom stood Childeric I, a warrior king. Childeric was forged in the fires of conflict. He inherited a kingdom grappling with the legacy of Roman rule. Through cunning and will, Childeric expanded the Frankish realm. His son, Clovis I, would unite the Frankish tribes and establish the Merovingian dynasty. Childeric paved the way for Clovis's empire. Despite his pivotal role, Childeric's story is shrouded in mystery. His reign, lasting 2 decades, is a fleeting moment in history. When his tomb was unearthed, it sent shockwaves through archaeology. Inside lay a treasure trove of artifacts, hinting at Childeric's power and prestige. Our journey takes us now across the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, to the shores of an island nation renowned for its unique biodiversity and vibrant culture, Madagascar. Here in the 19th century, at a time when European powers were casting a long shadow across the globe, a queen rose to power who would defy the encroaching tide of colonialism, Ranavalona I. Ranavalona's reign was one marked by both controversy and unwavering determination. She inherited a kingdom facing growing pressure from foreign powers, eager to exploit Madagascar's resources and control its strategic location. But Ranavalona was not a ruler who would easily bend to outside influence. She believed fiercely in the sovereignty of her nation, and she would defend it with an iron will. Under her rule, Madagascar's military was strengthened, and she implemented policies designed to assert Madagascar's independence on the world stage. Ranavalona's reign was not without its shadows. Her methods were often harsh, and she ruled with an iron fist, earning her the moniker Ranavalona the Cruel from her detractors. However, she also implemented policies aimed at strengthening the central government, unifying her kingdom, and solidifying her control. Despite her efforts, after her death, Madagascar fell under French colonial rule. However, Ranavalona's legacy lived on, her name whispered in hushed tones, a symbol of resistance against all odds. She is a reminder that history is rarely black and white, and that even the most controversial figures can leave an indelible mark on the world. We travel back in time now to the land of pharaohs and pyramids, to ancient Egypt. Along the banks of the Nile River, a civilization flourished, ruled by kings and queens who were considered divine. It was during the 14th century BC that a pharaoh rose to power whose reign would challenge the very foundations of Egyptian society, Akhenaten. Akhenaten's story is one of religious upheaval and radical change. For centuries, the Egyptians had worshipped a pantheon of gods, each representing different aspects of nature and human existence. But Akhenaten sought to overturn this ancient order. He declared that there was only one true God, the sun god Aten, and he demanded that all worship be directed towards this single deity. This radical shift from polytheism to monotheism sent shockwaves through Egyptian society. Akhenaten's reforms went beyond religion. He moved the capital city from Thebes to a new location, a city he named Akhetaten, meaning horizon of the Aten. He commissioned new temples and monuments, all dedicated to the worship of Aten. His artists were instructed to depict him and his family in a radically different style, one that emphasized elongated limbs and androgynous features. Akhenaten's reign was a time of great artistic and religious experimentation, but it was also a time of turmoil and upheaval. Our quest to uncover the stories of forgotten rulers takes us now to the deserts of Syria, to the ancient city of Palmyra, a bustling oasis that stood at the crossroads of the Roman Empire. Here, in the 3rd century AD, a queen rose to prominence whose name would be whispered in both fear and admiration: Zenobia. Zenobia's story is one of ambition, courage, and ultimately, tragedy. She was married to Odenathus, the ruler of Palmyra, a city that had risen to become a key Roman ally. But when Odenathus was assassinated, Zenobia seized the reins of power, declaring her young son the rightful heir, and ruling as regent in his stead. Zenobia was not content to simply rule Palmyra as a vassal state of Rome. She had grander ambitions. She envisioned an independent Palmyrene empire, one that would rival Rome itself. Leveraging Palmyra's strategic location and its formidable military prowess, Zenobia launched a series of daring campaigns conquering vast swaths of territory, including Egypt, Syria, and parts of Anatolia. Her armies, led by the skilled general Zabdas, seemed unstoppable. For a brief shining moment, it seemed as if Zenobia might actually succeed in her audacious bid for power. But the Roman Empire, though weakened by internal strife, was not yet ready to relinquish its dominion. Emperor Aurelian, a seasoned military commander, marched east with his legions, determined to crush this upstart queen who dared to challenge Roman might. As we stand amidst the ruins of these once great kingdoms, we are left to ponder the question: why do some rulers fade into obscurity while others achieve lasting fame? The reasons are as varied as the rulers themselves. In some cases, it is simply the destructive passage of time, the slow but relentless erosion of memory. Monuments crumble, records are lost, and the stories of those who came before us fade into legend. In other cases, it is a matter of perspective. History, as the saying goes, is written by the victors. Those who emerge triumphant from the struggles of the past often have the power to shape the narrative, to determine which stories are told and which are silenced. The rulers we have encountered on our journey, from Sundiata Keita to Zenobia, may have been forgotten by many, but their impact on the course of history is undeniable. They were empire builders, religious reformers, and fierce defenders of their people. Their stories challenge us to look beyond the traditional narratives of history, to seek out the hidden figures whose contributions have been overlooked or deliberately erased. Rediscovering these forgotten rulers is not just about filling in the gaps in our historical knowledge. The world is full of untold stories, and these forgotten kings and queens are just a few of the many who shaped history but were erased by it. Their influence may have faded from the pages of most history books, But their legacies still echo through the lives and cultures they touched. The forgotten kings are waiting to be remembered, and their stories deserve to be told. So, the next time you dive into history, remember that the past is full of hidden figures, rulers who may have vanished from history books but whose impact still resonates today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.